What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Sonic and the Glitchless Gauntlet. This is a GDQ HOTFIX where we have a look through a collection of Sonic the Hedgehog games and show off the speedruns of the categories that you might not see as much. They might not have the reputation of other ones where we sort of breaking through walls and doing crazy shenanigans. We're staying within the bounds for most of these games. We are avoiding all the glitches that we can, unless we're doing no major glitches. There are a few runs here and there where it sort of varies, but we are about to see some Sonic Unleashed, we like to call it that, with Speck. But just before that, I'd just like to say that thank you to everybody who helps sort of support the channel with their bits and their subscriptions. That helps these events run, these hotfixes, so they're greatly appreciated. So thank you for keeping us going, and well, let's see how Speck is gonna get going with Sonic Unleashed all day stages. Hey Speck.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Yeah, my name is Speck, and today I'm going to be running Sonic Unleashed, as we call it, because we're clever. Sonic Unleashed all day stages, no major glitches. We are going to be using some exploits here and there, which brings up the debate, is an exploit a glitch? But coming from my background as a Smash Bros. Melee player, I would say no. Other people would argue yes, but whatever. Wave dashes are not a glitch, I'm sorry. Anyway, but we're going to be playing all day stages, and we're going to be doing this a little bit with a reverse order with this category. We get to do a arbitrary order of stages. And so I like to start with the hardest stages first, and that is Eggman Land. So we're going to start our timing in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. So starting. Good luck. Thank you so much. So we're going to be starting on Eggman Land, and Eggman Land is the hardest stage in the game, just like in the HD version. You're going to notice some aesthetic differences and also some mechanical differences here as well. But this stage is still a huge difficulty curve, just like in the HD version. Although I will argue that the HD version is much harder than this version. And luckily we don't have to switch between the Werehog and the Hedgehog mid-run or mid-stage. So this gets to get lumped into all-day stages, thankfully, yay! But really though, I do like the stage. This is actually my second or third favorite stage. The only reason why this isn't my favorite stage, you'll see in a second, is because of a chaser fight. But outside of aesthetics, you'll notice that this game looks a little bit different, and the boost works a little bit different. So this game was developed by Dimps. Shoutouts to Dimps. We are Dimps fan base here, which the last run of the last game was also made by Dimps. So shoutouts to them. They make masterpieces, except Sonic 4. Sorry, Amber. But this game is designed by them with all the day stages, not the night stages. That was designed by Sonic team. But it has a lot of cool things going for it, which is the boost gauge here. This boost gauge works more like a nitrous arcade racer game. So I get gauges down here, which I get more gauges depending on the rings that I get and collect. And it gets leveled up to give me even more boost gauges and completely refills it at 30, 60, and then 90 rings. And then from there, I have to make sure I'm managing my boost well. And once I fill up a gauge bar fully, I can then expend it and get one continuous boost for a duration of time. And so I'm always spamming the boost button. I'm not holding it down, which is much more common in other boost games. So as really more, Sonic's more of a race car than he is a hedgehog in this, which I think is pretty cool. And I'm gonna be using drift throughout, just like a race car, to get really good control under him, because when he's boosting, his direction is pretty predetermined. And so drift is pretty much the only way to adjust that, as well as using quick steps. In this game, I can do what's called QSS, or quick step spam. I'll spam the quick step button over and over again in order to get a little bit faster, because quick step speed is a bit faster than base running speed and base boost running speed, so that helps a lot. Also almost failed that wall jump. Literally just was holding the wrong direction. Very funny. Coming here, gonna try to skip the pulley. Didn't skip the pulley, it's fine. Come down here, boost, and then try to skip across this gap. Yep, got it. You holding no analog direction does do some shenanigans with homing attack directions and whatnot. So usually in a 2D section, you don't hold an analog direction at all, because holding an analog direction in a boost section, or in a 2D section, sorry, causes friction, and so you actually go a little bit slower. I actually did not know that in the game. I don't think that was actually widely known knowledge, but I started playing Sonic Colors Ultimate, which shout out to the Colors Ultimate community. You guys are amazing. And that was something they told me about. I was like, I wonder if that applies to Unleashed, and it actually did. So shout out to them for knowing that. And a very prominent runner, who I would say is the grandfather of this modern era, somewhat modern era, if you want to say like 7 years ago. Grandfather of the modern era of day stage running is Cryptic Jackknife, who is also an incredibly good colors runner. He's the one that really broke open these stages. And then every single day stage world record was held by one person. His name was Hanpin from Japan, and he held these world records for 7 years. So I came into this game about a year ago, and I had one goal in my mind. I wanted to get every single day stage IL world record. And luckily, in that first year of running, I was able to do that. It took a lot of work, but running ADS really helped. When I first ran this category, it was for actually a marathon, Sonic's Birthday Blast, which was also hosted by the FPE crew, though I don't think they were known as that yet. But they hosted this, and I wanted to run a shorter category because any percent for this game is about 3 hours long. And so I came up with all-day stages, which apparently was already run before I knew. They called it all-day levels, which, blah. I don't know. I like stages more than levels. But they allowed me to run that there, and it just made me fall in love with this category, and also made practice for all the ILs of the day stages a lot more efficient. So thank you again to the FPE crew for hosting me again here. But I'm really grateful for you guys and inspiring me to pursue excellence in this game. Because recently, this category, RTA, just got down to sub 20 minutes. Which a year ago, if you had told me that, I would not have believed you. At this point last year, my PB was at 23 minutes. Was at 23 minutes. So a lot of improvement. And to put it in perspective, Hanpin's, who had all the world records on all of the stages, his segmented time is an in-game time, of course, is 1542. My single segment time of this run is at 1547. So this category has been really, really optimized. Obviously, we're not going to be going for glitches all throughout this game, but or throughout this run. But a lot of glitches have been found by me over the past year that have broken this category wide open, for sure. But this stage, Jungle Joyride, glitchless, is pretty vanilla. We did do a water skip here, but nothing huge here. But if you're wondering, is this anything different outside of the mechanics I explained? Is this different than the HD version at all? Plot-wise, no. Hub-wise, yes. It's pretty much a different game in general. But yeah, some differences, minute differences here and there. And I'm always using the Eggman Land menuing, by the way, for RTA purposes. Helps us save a little bit of time than going all the way to other worlds or going to like their emblem and then clicking on them, because they have 2 sub-menus. Eggman Land only has 1. Because he doesn't have a hub. Sorry, Eggman. Which is ironic because like the whole entire plot of Eggman Land is like for him to have like a amusement park, and we can never even go into it outside the level. So, dang.
They did him dirty. They did him dirty.
They did him dirty. Also, I think the reason why they did it is because they didn't want you to skip all the way to the very end. Like if you could find a way to get into the gate. So, which makes me upset because I would love for any percent to be like
Sega being clever like that.
This game is surprisingly not broken him. It makes me sad. I want to break it. But if you're noticing all the Jason Griffith voices I'm doing, by the way, I guess I'm not doing, but I'm making the Hedgehog do. That is because we're playing on the NTSC version, and the reason why that's important is because if you watched any of the previous runs of this, either on my YouTube or on some previous marathons, we used to play on the NTSJ, which made a lot of tricks a lot easier. So we're playing on the harder version. The reason why we're playing on the NTSC though is because this is actually the speedrun mod of the game. Labris SR, shout out to Labris, holy goodness. Modded this game so that we can skip all the cutscenes in this game, which you can do on the base game itself, but in order to do that, you have to watch all the cutscenes in the gallery, and there's still 3 cutscenes that you cannot skip. And so having that resource has been amazing because it's made any percent a lot more expedient. So for sure. After you play through that first run, you can actually skip those 3 cutscenes afterwards. So again, saves you a lot of time, saves you 3 hours to set up. And yeah, Arid Sands is a very simple stage for movement-wise. Hopefully you guys are digging it. But I found a new skip here where we actually skip this whole entire section and go straight to the end. But we get to go back to old school basics and take this route as Sega intended. So let's go. and do some.
You got to resist the temptation. I think with the Sonic Riders run that we had earlier, I think there were a few moments where I was just like, oh no, did I do a glitch? And like, just got to play it safe. I can see a lot of people sort of like going autopilot and being like, no, I've got to, I can't, like a conflict of interest.
Oh yeah, all the time. Because it's like, I want to look cool, you know?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. We're now in the last stage of like the gauntlet. So this is Chunon, or Chunon Dragon Road, if you will. This stage has a jump in it at the very beginning, where you basically skip an action chain by bouncing off an enemy. And this is like the last part in the first 4 stages where like the run gets like significantly less difficult after here. But we'll see if I get it. Come on. Yes, we got it. Cool. It's always stressful. I lose like 30 seconds if I miss it. So, woohoo, we got it. I have practiced that trick over and over again. When I first started speedrunning, I actually had to go back. I was in college. I was a senior in college. And I had to go back to watch my little siblings. I was close to home at this point. And I went back to go visit my family and watch my siblings for that day. I brought my huge CRT with me and my Wii and just practiced that trick for the whole entire afternoon. I was supposed to be watching my siblings. So parents, if you're watching, I'm very sorry, but they are safe and alive now, so it's all good. Going through here, gonna jump off this dash panel. Hopefully I land at the right place, land on that dash panel there.
That's certainly one way to find out about what you were really doing during those days.
During those days, right.
I'm sure they're fine, but I just had this really important IL to do.
Yeah.
You won't understand. You won't understand.
Yeah, Chunon's actually the first world record IL I ever got. And that video is still on my YouTube. Back in the day before I had a capture card, I recorded all my ILs on my phone. And so you just, yeah, really high quality. But I didn't know if I could actually get world record. I didn't know if I was actually good at this game. I had no idea if I could actually be good at a speed game. And obviously resume is a bit, oh my goodness, is a bit different now, but I guess I'm proving otherwise. Maybe I still have some more work to do. but the first time I got this world record, it was like this huge moment. I was like, oh my goodness, like I can actually do this. And it inspired me to keep on going. And then meeting all you kind people has definitely been the thing that's kept me staying. If you're a person that's interested, you're watching this right now, you're like, I don't know if I should ever get into speedrunning. I don't know if I can, be a good runner. I'll let you know right now, the speedrunning community, especially the Sonic speedrunning community, is gotta be some of my favorite people I've ever met. I hold them in my heart so dearly. So definitely reach out to the communities that are running games. They are all amazing people. I've gotten to make some really cool friends who I actually will be hanging out with on this stream later. Mew will be running Sonic Colors. Well, he'll be running Sonic Colors. I'll just be watching and talking. But some of my favorite people I've been able to meet through this medium. So definitely recommend joining it. But
Vouch.
One of the people I got to meet was Hib, and Hib is an incredible person. And
well, reports suggest. I'm not sure. I haven't made my mind up on that yet. One thing that I will say is that if you are interested in any of these games, then we have several Discord servers where you can find out where best to learn the game. You can ask all your questions. If you find sort of the game that you're interested in, quite often people recommend the ones that you enjoyed when you were younger. If you did sort of play any Sonic games when you were younger, you can find them on the speedrun.com pages, and there should be links to the Discords there, and you can give them a go. Sonic has such a crazy range of games, and I think this marathon will be a good example of it, because we've already had mobile games and racing games. Yeah, it's crazy, and I think that's one reason that I just love the series. You can say, oh yeah, I'm gonna speedrun a Sonic game, and who knows what that actually means. Sonic games can't be defined. But they break conventions.
But him, why would I want to run a Sonic game when I could run Knuckles Chaotix? That's my question.
True, so true.
Also, that the person that just called me cute in the chat, that is my wife, just so everyone knows. Who I also want to shout out real quick. She has been so supportive of me in this journey of speedrunning and really caring about it and streaming. Shout outs to J-Dog. Or Julia, as I know her. She is just incredible, and I would not be here without her. just because she's so encouraging. And when I get upset about a run, she gets upset about a run. And when I celebrate about an IL or whatever, even if it's super minute and weird in a game that only has 3 active runners, she treats it like it's the most important thing in the world. So I really do appreciate her.
That's the Speck wife. Let's go.
Shout out to Speck wife. Yeah, so now we're coming to the very end of Spagonia, which is the most iconic stage in this stage set. I absolutely love this stage. A little bit different than Sonic Generations and Sonic Unleashed HD, but still I feel like it's got its really cool stuff and tech in it. And including a exploit with RSG, and I also get to do this. This is RTA time, but I don't care, it looks cool. Where you jump into the goal ring, you get to go really high up, and it's really funny. So but yeah, it loses your time. You shouldn't do that RTA. But going into the last couple stages here, we're already almost at the end. We still have 2 more worlds left. But this next one is a snooze fest. Oh my goodness, y'all. If you're wanting to take a nap during the run, here you go. At least for the next 50 seconds, okay? After that, you have to wake up and come back, okay? But this first section of the stage is a bobsled section on Halaska. And or Cool Edge. I call it by the world name, not by the stage name. I don't know if that's like a common practice, but that's me. And you know, if you ever played like a kart racer like Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing, Crash Bandicoot Nitro Racing, you'll know what a good kart's supposed to feel like, right? This bobsled is not that. This is before Sega started making good racing games. I don't think Sonic Riders came out yet. If it had, I'm very sorry, Sonic Riders fans. Sonic Riders is awesome. Shout out to Sonic Riders. That is actually the best racing game Sega has made, which might be a hot take, but I'm right. So anyway,
I'm not sure about. I mean, some of the All Stars Racing, and I do quite enjoy those games. I know I run one of the Riders games, but I've got to give it to the All Stars Racing series.
Really?
There's some banging games.
I mean, they're still good. They're still good.
In terms of concept, I think Riders just about takes the cake. But I think like in terms of most fun,
yeah,
I think I'd give it to.
I think for me, my emphasis is like competitive viability, which is like why Double Dash is so cool in my head. So anyway, but yeah, coming here, there is a skip I could do here. I'm forcing myself not to do it. I have to tell myself not to do it because if I don't, I will do it. But coming through here, sliding down, or I guess we're gonna crawl. Yeah, look at this, guys. This is high octane speed here.
Oh, bless him.
Bless him. Bless Jason Griffith Sonic. Let's go. I don't know who my favorite voice actor is of Sonic. I'm like in a bit of a crisis because I'll watch like I'll watch like a Sonic Colors run. I'm like, man, Rogers Craig Smith is also really good. But I have the nostalgia for Jason Griffith, so I don't know what's going on with me. But yeah, coming through this 3D section here, this 3D section is super finicky and weird. I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to stay on the path. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I fell off. That's okay. Doing that there, depending on what angle and rotation Sonic's at, and if the camera is going to cooperate, it really does determine whether or not you'll make it through that section unscathed, but it's totally okay. This stage is probably the most finicky stage outside of Spagonia. Luckily, we didn't get any finicky things in Spagonia, so that's nice. And we're going to go for a little loop skip here by jumping on this Badnik. Oh, I guess we're not. Just kidding. I'm going to go down to the icicle area like I intended, obviously, and I'm going to take this curve over here and do a break, homing attack this guy, and then boost all the way to the end. Very simplistic stage all around, but it's one of those stages that if you make a mistake, your run is pretty much over. So I would say this is like semi a part of the gauntlet, but you can't really die on it. It's more just like it requires really good platforming. But we are now at our last stage set, which is Windmill Isle. Which Hib, you asked this question in the last run, or last marathon run, or not the last marathon run. I guess with the last people that were running, where would you go in the in-game world? And I think as I thought about this game, this is where I want to go. This is inspired by Greece. I absolutely love Greece.
I was about to say, the funny thing about this game is that you could like legitimately actually go out there and go to these stages. I think that's one thing that's so nice about Unleashed. Like,
yes.
They bring locations that we know. They bring them into the Sonic world so nicely, and I I know this is more so for the HD version, but I just love open worlds, and the way that they made them in that version was incredible. And like they do a great job in here with these stages, and also the night stages as well, which we don't get to see in this run, but they're still, I think, game's just beautiful. It's just chef kiss.
Yeah. Oh, I really want to give a shout out here, speaking of that, to Kinoplat, Kinoplat. Go follow him on Twitch, because he, y'all, if I am good at only some of these stages here, he's good at all of them. He has the world record in any percent, and watching his play is just beautiful because you can just see the expressiveness in his runs. So if you're a fan of both the Werehog and the Hedgehog, go check out Kinoplat. His movement with the Werehog and with the Hedgehog are both incredible. We're going to be going for this stage here. We're going to be doing it glitchless, hopefully. But the glitches in this stage are more just like quirks. So they are somewhat intentional, but if I go too fast, they're just going to happen. So just keep an eye out for that. Apologies already for the glitches that might happen. So this is more of a glitchless with an asterisk, if you will.
It's the game's fault. It's not you glitching.
Right.
It's just the game.
Yeah, it's just the game's fault. Come on, guys. But this will be the last stage, and once we hit Goal Ring, this will be the end of all day stages. Thank you guys so much for having me, by the way. I love this game. I love it. It is taking up way too many hours of my life, and I practice this all the time. It's opened my life up to a lot more experiences with the speedrunning community, and I also want to give a shout out to other communities within the speedrunning community, which are the Unleashed community, of course, the Unleashed community, and the Statics community for like semi-adopting me for like to hang out with them all the time in their voice chat while I'm playing Unleashed. I really do appreciate that. Some of like people I would go for the bat for are in that group, and I just absolutely adore them. And also the SA2 community. You guys are all incredible. I really do appreciate you guys and all that you guys do for me, and how you guys encourage me and push me to improve in my game while you guys improve in yours. It means a lot. So those are my shout outs. Shout outs to my parents, especially. They're awesome. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. And shout outs to Dips.
Yeah, shout outs to Dimps.
Shout outs to Dimps.
I'm sure the Dimp squad is watching out there.
Let's go. Oh wait, I have one more plug, which is the I do a podcast which is called Behind the Speed. I've not been doing it of late. I've been on a break from it, but I'll be coming back in June full time for it, which is a once a week podcast where I interview speedrunners and try to get into their heads, because I think we love to think about the mechanics of speedrunning, but we don't really talk about the mentality of speedrunning. And I think those are just as important, if not even more important, than just getting good at the game. And so I interview people about that on weekends, and I'll be coming back in June. So this is where the maybe potential glitch might happen. Oh, we might get it. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we got it. Cool.
Of course.
My bad.
Right, no, you got to reset. You got to run it back. You got to glitch.
That's all. I'm gonna start over here, and then the timing will go on this once we hit this goal ring here, and that's time. Thank you guys so much for having me. Again, thank you so much for GDQ. My end goal was to get this game onto this channel, because I just know that it would just show this game off that I love and I'm super passionate about to other people that just love speedrunning and gaming in general. So really grateful. And Hib, thank you so much for hosting, and Amber, and all the people involved for organizing this and running this. It means a lot to just the community.
Yeah, and we're super glad that we could get you on. We know that you have a lot of passion for this game. I think if there are people watching this who couldn't tell that, then I'd like to question whether they were actually watching, because like your passion for this is contagious, and I feel like, I want to love my speed games like this guy. So yeah, thank you so much. That was a great run. I think you've talked a lot about other people, but you haven't talked about yourself. Where can people find you?
You guys can find me on twitch.tv/SpeckWee. I stream pretty much every day, because I think I'm an addict now to streaming and playing this game. I stream this game pretty much every day. I'm doing any percent right now. I'm also streaming Luigi's Mansion. I'm wanting to learn that game. This month is sub month, and some of my subs have given their subs so I can learn other speed games. So this week was Luigi's Mansion. Next week is Sonic 06, and then the week after that, Shadow the Hedgehog. But I'm still doing Unleashed attempts within that as well. And yeah, if you're going to GDQ, I already bought my flight ticket, so hopefully I can get a ticket to the event. But we'll see what happens. But I've already got my ticket to go to GDQ, or flight ticket to go to GDQ. So if I see you there, I'll see you there. And if you're staying around in the chat, you'll see me another hour. I'll be here with New, who will be talking about Sonic Colors, and I'll be able to brag about them a lot. So it'll be really fun.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, everybody. We are going to be going into a quick intermission, but we are now flipping. Like, we've been really going like in between
fast.
different runs, different consoles, different eras. We are going to be going over to, I suppose this is Genesis era. We are going to be going over to Dr. Robotnik's Meat and Bean Machine, because yes, this is something you can speedrun. We love a bit of Puyo clone gaming. So yes, do stick around. We shall not take very long until we are back with you. But one thing that I will also say is that in the intermissions, we jam out for a little bit. And if you want to listen to that sort of uninterrupted, then any support in terms of subscriptions to avoid the adverts is brilliant, because you get to enjoy some Sonic music. And if that's one thing there's always one thing that's good about Sonic games, and it's the music. So you gotta check in for that. But once again, thank you so much. We will see you very, very shortly.
Bye, guys.